Kemi and Zach's marriage began like a beautiful dream. Deeply in love, they were full of joy and inseparable in the first 2 years. Their home was filled with laughter, and they seemed like the perfect couple. However, things started to change when Kemi's mother-in-law, Mama Zach, began demanding grandchildren. Her constant visits and hurtful remarks became a source of tension. "Kemi, where are my grandchildren?" she would say. "Are you sure you can even have children?" The accusations hurt Kemi deeply, but what hurt more was Zach's silence. He never defended her. She endured, hoping her prayers would be answered and that she'd conceive. She cried, prayed in church, and drank herbal concoctions, hoping it would improve her chances. Despite all her efforts, there was still no sign of a baby. One night, overwhelmed, Kemi pleaded with Zach, "Zach, the pressure is too much. Let's go to the hospital to find out if something is wrong." Instead of supporting her, Zach snapped, "Kemi, if you can't have children or if you're barren, just let me know. Stop hiding behind your tears and prayers." His words cut deep, and Kemi was devastated. From that moment, he became cold. He stopped eating her food and refused to share their bed, saying, "There's no point in sleeping with you if no fruit will come from it." Isolated and broken, Kemi felt lost. The man she loved had turned against her. Desperate for answers, she went to their family doctor on her own. After a fertility test, the doctor confirmed that she was fertile, leaving her confused. That night, overwhelmed with sorrow, she went to a bar, something totally out of character. She drank heavily, and in her intoxicated state, ended up sleeping with another man. When she woke up, the guilt and shame were unbearable. Kemi returned home, apologetic but unable to share the truth. Weeks passed, and she tried to move on from the incident. But 4 weeks later, Kemi discovered she was pregnant. Shocked and confused, she couldn't understand how since she hadn't been with her husband in months. Torn between joy and guilt, she whispered, "At least I'm not barren." She went back to the family doctor, who confirmed the pregnancy. Despite her inner turmoil, she chose to embrace her moment of joy. One evening, Zach returned home in a rage. "Who is the father of the child you're carrying, Kemi? It's definitely not mine." Stunned, Kemi replied, "Who told you I was pregnant? I never did." Zach, consumed with anger, answered, "The family doctor told me, and I know for a fact that I can't father a child because I am impotent. So stop pretending and tell the truth." His confession stunned both of them, hanging in the air like a weight neither could ignore. Zach had revealed a truth he had kept hidden all this time. Kemi was speechless. All these years, Zach allowed her to suffer, enduring his mother's accusations and insults, while he knew he was the reason they couldn't have children. Her heart broke all over again. Without another word, she packed her bags and prepared to leave. Zach pleaded, but through her tears, Kemi said, "You watched me cry myself to sleep. You said nothing while your mother insulted me. You called me barren, though you knew the truth. I can't do this anymore. You built our marriage on lies, and I can't live with that." And with that, she walked out of their home, leaving Zach alone to face the consequences. As the door closed, Zach sat in regret, knowing he had lost everything. His silence and the role his mother played had destroyed his marriage, and there was no turning back the hands of time. What would you do if you were in Kemi's shoes after discovering your spouse's deceit? Should Zach have confessed his condition earlier, or was he right to keep it a secret? How do you think Kemi could have handled the situation after finding out? Lessons learned: communication matters. Open, honest communication is essential in relationships. Support your spouse, stand by your partner in tough times, or it could lead to heartbreak. Don't let outside pressure ruin your marriage. Family demands shouldn't undermine love and respect. Lies destroy trust. Hiding the truth can lead to irreversible damage. Value yourself, know your worth, and set boundaries against emotional harm.